Hi, the next section, the 4M, the 0% test. So in some questions, the I is unknown, and we have to deduce some general property of the annuity. So when I is unknown, the plugging in I is equal to 0 can exclude some choices, especially in the exam. So if I is equal to 0, at first the V, what is V? I is equal to 0, that means the interest rate is 0, so V is equal to 1. V is equal to, remember that the 1 over 1 plus I, so this is 1. And D is actually 1 minus D is V, so the D is equal to 0. So everything becomes simpler if I is equal to 0. So no discount, so V is equal to 1, so D is equal to 0. And also, what is the A right angle N? So this is N year annuity. So that means that we have $1 payment for N years and no interest. So it's worth N dollars. So it's the same for A double dot right angle N, S N, and S double dot right angle N. Anyway, as long as the payment is N dollars, that is worth N because we don't have any interest. There is no interest. Also, A right angle N superscript M. So remember that this is the 1 over M dollar payment. And this continue for N years. So that means that for 1 year, we have $1. So, and for N years, so this becomes still N dollars. So this is also N. A right angle N superscript M is also N. How about increasing annuity? So increasing annuity for N years. So remember that this is the payment sequence of payment from 1 to N. And this summation is by simple algebra, the 1/2 times N plus 1. So that means the A right angle, sorry, the increasing annuity, IA right angle N is equal to 1/2 times N plus 1. So this is the same for the decreasing annuity. Also increasing annuity accumulated value. And the decreasing annuity accumulated value. So everything is the same, and the 1/2 times N plus 1. So using these properties, some questions becomes simpler. Okay, so example, determine the present value of following cash flow. And the cash flow is for actually the 27 years. It's a little complicated cash flow. And the present value here, and the T is equal to 0 is here. And the first payment is at T is equal to 7 and $1. And the next payment is 4 years later, so 11. And also $1, and the 15, $1, and the 20, sorry, the 19, $1, and the 23 at T is equal to 23, $1, and the T is equal to 27. So this is the last payment, and this is also $1. So certainly it's slightly less than $6 if I is positive. So we want to evaluate this, but we only have the general form. And we have the 5 choices in the exam. So PV is equal to A right angle 28 minus A right angle 4 divided by A right angle 4. And the B is A right angle 28 minus A right angle 4 and over the A right angle 3 plus B. And C, A right angle 28 minus A right angle 4 and S right angle 3 plus D in the denominator. And D, A right angle 28 minus A right angle 4 over the S3 minus S A right angle 1. And E, A right angle 27 minus A right angle 3 over S right angle 4. So I is not specified, but basically this question claims that one of these answers is always correct for all i's. And the one annoying part of this question is that it's not difficult to calculate present value from this cash flow. But still, the problem is not solved because the A to E are complicated shapes. So can you guess the answer? Actually, the last time I taught this, maybe 2 years ago, I taught this, and one student immediately said that the E is the answer probably. And her reason is that okay, so only E has a right angle 27. Usually, this is not the correct answer. In test taking skills, usually the A to D are similar, so one of those are the correct answer. But in this question, we want to evaluate the PV at time 0, and the farther away payment is at t is equal to 27. And that student, she thought that the 28, a right angle 28 is pretty unnatural because we only have 27 years. And actually the E is the answer, but that is just, the guessing, so it's not the proof. So now that we want to we want to reduce the possibilities by plugging in I is equal to 0. Let I is equal to 0. So if the one of these, the correct answer should be the true for all i's. So it should satisfy this, the formula for I is equal to 0. So if I is equal to 0, let I is equal to 0, then what is PV? Interest rate is 0, so that means that we have $6 of payments, so PV is also 6. Okay. How about A to E? A 28, A right angle 28, but the present value is equal to 28 minus 4 over 4. So that is 24 over 4. So this is 6. So it's possible. A is possible. How about B? B is 28. B is 28 minus 4 over the 3. D is 0. No discount if I is 0. So this is 24 over 3, so 8. So B, we can already cross out this choice because it does not hold. The B does not hold for I is equal to 0. So no chance that the B holds for all i's. And how about C? C is 28 minus 4 over the 3 plus 0. So this is again 8. So this we can also cross out this. So B and C are not possible. And how about D? So D, the 28 minus 4 over 3 minus 1. So 24 over 2, so 12. So if it's even worse, so D cannot be the answer. How about E? So E is equal to 27 minus 3 over 4. Okay, so if I is equal to 0, this is 27, 3, and 4. So this is 24 over 4, so equal to 6. So only A and E are possible. So only A or E is possible. So now that we have to be a little bit creative. So yeah, so maybe we start to evaluate PV. So this $1 at time 7, this is worth V to the power 7 in general. And at 11, so this is worth the V to the power 11 in general. So that means the PV is equal to V to the power 7, V to the power 11, and 15, 19, 23, and 27. And we just simplify A and E a little bit. So A, we don't have to do the all 5, so that's a good thing. So A is equal to A right angle 28. So that means the 1 minus v to the power 28 over I, and minus 1 minus v to the power 4 over I, and over the 1 minus the v to the 4th power over I. So I cancel anyway. So this becomes the v 4th minus the v 28th over 1 minus v to the 4th power. Yeah, actually we can simplify it, and the v, yeah, but the maybe we can put it as is. And then how about E? So E is the A27, so 1 minus v to the power 27 over I minus A3, so 1 minus v3 over I. Then denominator is 1 minus S4. So this is equal to the v negative 4, right? So S4 that we multiply v, yeah. So I would say that the S4 is equal to 1 plus I to the 4th power minus 1 over I. So this is the formula. So this is equal to, actually the 1 plus I is negative v. So that means the v to the negative 4th power minus 1 over I. So this becomes v negative 4 minus 1 over I. So I cancel anyway, and we can multiply the maybe we can just simplify a little bit, and v cubed minus v27 minus over v negative 4 minus 1. So this is okay. So we multiply v to the 4th power on numerator and denominator. So v to the 7 minus v to the power maybe 31 over 1 minus the v to the 4th power. Okay. And now we can see what's the highest term. So v to the power 27. And this is the 28 over 4. So if suppose the v is very large number, that is usually does not happen because v is less than 1 usually. But anyway, so if v is very large, anyway, it should hold for any v. So any I, so that means that if I gets very small negative value even, then v gets large. So the v27's power that should be should appear here. So the primary term is 28, and this is 4. So the product, the ratio is approximately v to the power 24th power. And here the v to the power 31st over the v to the power 4. So this is a little bit hard to see, but this is 4. So this becomes v to the power 27. So you can see that the E should be the answer. So if I write a sentence that as the v goes to infinity, then the PV is approximately v to the power 27, and A is approximately the v to the power 28 over 24, that is v to the power 24, and the E is equal to approximately the v to the power 31 over v to the 4th power. So v to the power 27. So that means the E should be the answer. So this and this. Yeah. So yeah. So we have actually do some algebra here, but at least we don't have to check all the algebra from A to E. Only possibilities are A and E, so we can skip B, C, D. So that helps you to solve questions during the exam or in practice. Yeah, of course, we can derive completely. So the present value is the summation of the v to the 7th power to v to the 27th power. And the A and E, that we can do some algebra to derive this is E is exactly equal to the present value. So E is equal to the V to the power 7 minus V to the power negative, the V to the power 31, and over 1 minus the V to the 4th power. And this becomes the V to the 7th power 1 minus V to the power 24th power over 1 minus V to the 4th power. And actually we can divide this by this. And this becomes V to the power 7 times the 1 plus the V to the power to the 4th power, 8th power, 12th power, and go on. So 20, so the 16 and 20. Okay, so then this becomes, so this becomes the V to the 7th power, 11th power, 15th power, 19th power, 23rd power, and 27th power. So this becomes PV. So we can analytically derive this one. And the A is also, A can be simplified also. The A is actually slightly easier. So you can see the V to the 4th power appears. Then after that, we can divide the remaining factor by 1 minus V to the 4th power. And actually it does not equal to present values. Yeah, so we studied the 0% test. So it excludes several cases. So if the sum statement is true for all i's, then we can plug in I is equal to 0. That is the easiest case. It can exclude several possibilities.